We all know the not funny comic in the scene. The one that's been trying for years, you know what I mean? If he comes up to you and he goes, yo, I really love that joke.
No,
you're like, should I?
Fuck, that happened the other night. I said a joke.
We got Franco Harris here with us, man. We're back here in the green room.
Yeah, Celia Contreras, Hector. She's a phenomenal comic. She's going to be at Skankfest next week. And
Next week.
Yeah, with Hector hanging out.
The road to Skankfest continues. I'm gonna throw you off if I say she's celebrating October by dressing like a pumpkin.
I was wearing this dress when Chase told me it was the nightmare before Thanksgiving.
I just want to say this right now. Celia Contreras, packed room at the Tempe Improv, got an applause break on her closing fucking joke. This is my buddy Jeff Quintana, who plays a character named Antonio Robincinez, and we're watching him right now in the green room. Yeah, and the only places that were open were Florida and Arizona and Texas.
It's hard enough.
They were like, you can do a show out here. We'll go.
Fresh off the live, fresh as fuck tour. Woo! Here with Celia Contreras, waiting on Franco. Oh shit, he's rapping.
Oh, damn. What was his name? Antonio Robbins?
Antonio, yeah. He went out and did you see what he was doing out there before the show?
The giving out name tags and stuff.
Yeah, he gave everybody in the audience like name tags.
Like, I missed it, but like I did see one of the girls and her name tag said teacup on it.
Teacup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. He gets to do crowd work before the show even starts.
All right.
He's rapping. Kind of wish I was seeing this. He
Yeah.
got everybody recording his ass too. Oh, look, is she asking? Look, they're telling him to take it down. Oh, no, they're just taking away the nachos. Go ahead and record all you want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's going off on the nachos.
He's going off on the nachos.
Bone me tonight. Yeah, I'm doing it. If you want to get a mind, you want to say please, yo, girl.
He's just freestyling.
He makes jokes.
Yeah, he was talking about the nachos getting picked up.
Yeah, he does like different shit like every time.
Nice.
So he uses like the improv skills, but then there's also like written jokes. Like it's interesting. It's not like it's you can't call it stand up because that's not what he's doing. You know, like they pick a card and based on that card he does like a routine based on that. You know?
Improv. Well, it's improv. This is like the biggest chain, and they're called improv. I don't know why it's not called like stand up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Do you know the history?
No, I don't. What is it?
The history is in New York. It started called the improvisation, and the theater people that would like come off Broadway, they would go there and they would have a piano on stage. That's why the piano is always on stage at like the Hollywood Improv, and some improvs that you go to, they just have a piano on stage.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason they do that is because back in the day, that's how it started, is that there weren't comedians. Like this was like, there wasn't, stand-up wasn't a thing. So these performers would go up and they play the piano, they'd sing songs.
Variety act, right?
Yeah, and they would get off from like their Broadway shows.
And then the whole triple set thing, like
Vaudeville.
acting, dancing, singing.
And that's why it was called improvisation and stuff like that, which is crazy because like right now, if you think of improv, you think of like SNL, you know.
That's normally what my mind goes to.
Yeah, and that's why when it's called that, if you're a comic and you hear the improv name, you don't think stand up, you think SNL or like stuff like that, which is interesting like now, you know. But do we
I
start?
always think about Kramer.
Yeah. We'll start right here. We got Franco Harris here with us, man. We're back here in the green room. Live with Celia too. We got
I like these mics. I like the foam colors.
Pop up podcast. We just pop up anywhere, man. I wanted to do
Is
it
this
before
mic
the
on
show.
or off?
That one's on. You can,
Shut it off. Yeah. It's gonna mess up.
now
the
you can leave it
audio.
on.
Oh, leave it on. It's gonna
Yeah, I
mess up.
muted over here.
Oh.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Good. Oh, could I get another shot?
Yeah.
Please. Thank you.
Yeah, you can leave it on in case somebody else pops in. I don't know who else would
Oh,
pop
it's
in.
teacup. Those are girls
That's
talking about.
teacup.
Yeah.
Well, we're sitting here. There was an awkward pause right now because
I know,
we're
I
sitting
think
here
so.
watching our friend. But you see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's interesting. Like, excuse me. It's like you're watching like a car wreck. This is my buddy Jeff Quintana, who plays a character named Antonio Robincinez, and we're watching him right now in the green room with him performing right now. And I was telling them that this is interesting.
Yeah, it's
But-
very interesting. I was telling him, man, that's crazy. I never seen nobody do like put that much thought or effort into like the whole set. Like you're before the show starts, you're like a whole hour out there greeting everybody, giving everybody a name. Like the whole crowd's gonna be involved now because like they're all like they feel like they're part of the show.
Yeah, and it's fun and it's different, you know. And this is the thing is like, and we were talking about this earlier about opportunities, you know. And we were talking about giving each other opportunities and helping each other. All we have is each other, you know, in this shit. And it's like I met him 2 years ago, and he was running an open mic. Thank you so much. He was running an open mic, and I walk into the open mic, and the open mic was in a tattoo shop, and it reminded me of Chicago, the way it felt. And I was like, who are you? And he was like, oh, I'm from Chicago. I'm an improviser. And like we met, and like I was like, I want to do a show in this room. And he was like, I don't know who you are. You know how like when you got a dope room and like people come up to you and they're like, well, who runs this? You know, like what's the deal here? You know, like you're immediately apprehensive. Like you're like, who are you and why are you asking questions like that, you know? And so yeah, I met him a year ago, and he's been a really good friend, and he's so talented. Like a lot of the people that are in SNL, Chris Red, all these people, he trained them.
Yeah,
at IO and Second City and all this shit, and he's super talented. And I told him as advice, just like I told you earlier, a little advice, even though I didn't see you, you're phenomenal, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Celia Contreras, Hector, she's a phenomenal comic. She's gonna be at Skankfest next week. And yeah, with Hector hanging out.
Down.
Yeah, and it's so cool, you know. Like I sat him down and I told him, I was like, stop wasting your talents on other people. You know, stop trying to teach people, do yourself. And he created this character. I saw it go from a 5-minute set to 10 minutes to 30 minutes to this whole thing that he does now.
Yeah, I always wondered how people do like their characters, like how that Jonathan Gregory does his character. I always wondered when it was like the first time he showed up, or was it just like it showed in one joke, like, hey, that joke got a good reaction, I'm just gonna really lean into it, or just one day he showed up as himself. And just did it all.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I've seen him develop, and he has this talent to like make an act and make something feel like a show, you know. Like he's worked in theater and stuff like that. And I think as comics, a lot of times we just focus on the jokes, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, like I've barely started like learning about performing the actual jokes 2 years ago, because I do a monotone thing, and like sometimes I just sound Prozac out and I'm doing my jokes, but like if I smile and like actually engage with people, it works a lot better.
Yeah,
and that was like everybody was telling me that for years, and I'm like, but I like my monotone deadpan.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's weird when you get advice in comedy, because it's like, yo, should I take this? Like, are you? I was telling another comic earlier that I was like, yo, you got to be careful with who gives you advice. You know what I mean? Like like for instance, like if this is not a knock on anybody, this isn't anybody personally that I'm talking about. If we all know the not funny comic in the scene, the one that's been trying for years, you know what I mean? If he comes up to you and he goes, yo, I really love that joke. You're like, should I?
Fuck, that happened the other night. I said a joke at the open mic, and like I said a new joke, and he's the only one that laughed, and I was like, son of a bitch. And me acknowledging that he's the only one that laughed, got a laugh, because everybody was like, ah.
Yeah, because there's something about like who gives you advice and stuff like that. Like, would I want to be in your position? If you give me advice, would I want to be in your position? Like, that's the way I see it. Like if you're more experienced, you know. But sometimes a buddy of mine told me this. He goes, the people that know the most will give you the best advice. The people that know the least, the people in the middle that kind of do it and like, you know, are in it and like know comedy, they won't give you good advice. But the person that knows the least will give you the most insightful shit, and that could change like the way you act and stuff like that. And you're so and you're so right about smiling. Tonight, I will say, based on who you were, and you just explained who you were as a comic years ago. What I saw on stage tonight, you did it. You did act outs. You performed. Like there was voices. There was a change of tone. You know what I'm saying? And that's performing, though. That's what comics forget. That like that's why I make that joke up front about like, hey, like we care about these words. Like I don't think you understand how much comedians care about words and language and how we use it. You know?
No, I'm obsessed with words. I'm like, all like when I'm doing roasts, like it's all like, no, it's not phrased right. It needs to be like more cutting, or I need to do this.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the jokes, like the eyebrow thing, that started off as like just me making fun of my sister's eyebrows, and then like it started, I'm like, okay, and then
there's something here.
To piece it together, but like it started off as one liner, and then adding another line on top of it.
Yeah.
So it went from like a page to one line back to like a paragraph.
Yeah, it's really interesting how things develop, you know, like over time.
How long you been doing it yourself?
9 years.
What about
since August 1st?
The Fresh as Fuck? When did you start that?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Like right after COVID, huh?
Yeah,
Damn,
me
so
and my
like we gotta
buddies
get
broke
people,
up.
we gotta get people back out in the seats. I mean, fucking been doing that shit badass, man.
Yeah, and the only places that were open were Florida and Arizona and Texas.
It's hard
Shit.
enough.
They were like, you can do a show out here. We were going, fuck, man. We're
Dude,
having
remember
fun.
the behind the glass screen Poncianos thing? We'd perform behind a glass, like, window display.
Like a mannequin.
So we look like just girls in Amsterdam doing our best.
Yeah, it's really it was a weird time, but the fact that like we pushed through and like gave people an outlet, you know what I mean?
You didn't do any weird comedy because you were in all the hot states where they're doing it all.
No, I never had a weird experience. Like, were there people masked in like the audience? Yeah, like I remember I went to Texas on Christmas, like right before Christmas. I went to the Hyenas in Dallas and Fort Worth, and for that weekend, and there was an alert on my phone that said, "Hey, there's massive infections going on right now in Dallas, in the Fort Worth area," and I was like, fuck. Like I was like I double masked, even though like we realized later that none of that shit works. Like if you're gonna get it, you're gonna fucking get it in your eyeball, you're gonna get it in your ear, you're gonna get it, bitch. Like, you know, like it doesn't matter, you know. So
Well, it's funny now, but like when everything shut down, like I based my self-worth off of comedy. So when everything got shut down for like the first 2 weeks, like I was sitting on the couch and then I started sobbing uncontrollably.
You
and
know,
then like I laid down and like my roommate's sitting there and he's like always drunk all the time, but he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm never gonna be okay again."
yeah.
And he was like trying to get me out of bed, and I'm like, "Nope." 3 days I stayed on that couch.
Yeah, some people felt that way. Like some people, it made them feel, you know, like it was over, like they couldn't do anything, you know. And I was just talking about with Jeff, the guy that's on stage, yesterday about having your self-worth outside of comedy, because if you put all your self-worth into comedy and your life outside of comedy isn't like on point in some way, shape, or form, and you're doing things that have nothing to do with comedy, because after a while you do it, you get stuck in like in the open mics and like in the scene, and then your jokes start to become about comedy. And like, oh, I was at the show the other day. Yeah,
Airplane.
yeah,
Feel
and it's
all
like, yeah,
exterior.
and it's like, I think you have to have like a good balance. And we were talking about this earlier, how like, you know, like you hear the struggle. You know, you were homeless. It's a great, you know, and like, you know, you're like, oh, I'm still doing comedy though. You know, and that gives us hope. It gives us drive. You know, but like you said, there were a lot of
Crying behind dumpsters. Dude, a fucking bird. All right, so here's the crazy thing. Like, the people who took care of me the most were homeless people. Like, they just see me with all the bags. It's all like, there's a safe place to sleep over here. Or I'd, like, get snuck into places. One guy let me sleep in his restaurant for a day. And I just, like, because I made him an offer. I was, like, in either Chinatown or Koreatown. I don't remember where. But it's like, could I clean for food? He's all like, people ask me that all the time. They never clean. I'm like, how about I clean and you don't have to feed me unless you like the job I do?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And after like 2 hours, he's like, you've done enough. Come sit down.
Have a meal.
And then he's like, I'm going to give you to the Indian guy across the street. He'll give you food too.
See, but I think there's lessons to be learned as far as like what you like that experience is. Like a lot of comics, I'll be honest with you, like when they start off, like I remember like when you're starting off and you're making friends and stuff like that, show up there early, move some chairs, talk to the host. Hey, do you run this place? Do you need any help? Grab some equipment. That's what I think. Like I always tell comics is I'm like, there's shit that you've done outside of comedy that can fucking help you right now. You know what I mean? Like things in your life, whether it's working at McDonald's, whether there's skills that you've acquired that in show business, there's no path. There's no like, if you do these things, you're going to make it. This isn't college. You know, if you take these classes, you're going to go here.
It's the Wild West.
But like, if you act like you know what you're doing and you kind of know what you're doing and you put shit together, in show business, people look at that and they go, this person's a genius. You know, like Steven Spielberg, I'll give you an example. He's like one of his first movies. He was like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. First few movies. He's like, Jaws was a wreck of a movie. We didn't know that all water looks gray on fucking film. So we didn't know that. So everything, the whole movie looked gray. So he goes, it was just a shit show. But you persevere and you learn and you learn and you learn through your mistakes and stuff like that. And he goes, one of the best directors ever.
Did it come out in black and white, Jaws?
No.
No.
That was
But
color.
No, yeah, but he had to learn. Like he was like,
Or they had to introduce a new technology to get the blue.
yeah,
up.
like he had to figure out how to make the movie. Like
Technicolor.
yeah, to make it to where it's like it's brighter and the ocean's a different color. But I think he used it to his advantage. You know, like using the murkiness of the water where you really can't see, and like and it made it scary. You know, because you can't see what's under there. Whether if it was clear, like the Bahamas or whatever, you can see there's a fucking shark there, dog. You know,
Right.
so it's really interesting. Like use your skills. You know, like you guys like use everything that you can. If you know how to send an email, fucking send an email. You know, like
Yeah, for this, I have a friend who helped me make a little reel for this thing, but he didn't put any music on it because now if you try to add stuff with music online, it'll flag it or whatever, and you have to add it.
If it's copyright and shit.
Yeah, so you have to flag it. So I sent her the blank one, and she's like, "There's no music." And then I sent her like a little tutorial, like you need to learn how to do this. Just put add a song to
I
it.
can't do a 3-way phone call. I'm not good with social media. I mostly do Facebook instead of Instagram. My friend Chase is gonna help me with that now.
Yeah, you gotta these days, man. You gotta get good at everything, dude. Like you gotta be really good at everything, and it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? But like it's in your hands. You know, if you can get to the people, you don't need a manager or an agent. You know, if you can have a fan base,
You did all this without a manager, right? Yourself?
Yeah, I don't have a manager. I don't have an agent, and I've been able to tour all over the country on off nights and stuff like that. You know, and I've been very fortunate. You know what I'm saying? And I love telling this to people. It's like I pay it forward. You know, like I pay it forward to you guys. I pay it forward to. I'm just being kind everywhere. Just like because I was that guy, and if I'm in a position to help, why the fuck wouldn't I help? Instead of being like, no, I want all the stage time. Like a perfect example, my buddy is headlining my show tonight. Why? Because I want to give him that opportunity. Excuse me, and I want him to get the confidence that he can carry his own show. You know, he can do check drop. You know, and I want him, he can perform out of state. So if I recommend him to the bookers that I know, I'm confident that he's going to put on a good show, and I'm going to teach him all the business shit, and it's going to work. And it's like, that's the thing that like we should all be doing. And like, how do we get stage time? You know, how do you get to be a headliner? Do you have to wait?
So much shit involved, man. You gotta like be funny, and then you gotta be all this like balancing, like juggling everything at the same time. Huh?
Yeah, you gotta juggle everything, dude, and it's wild, man. It's a wild world. Like I really hope I will say like for the both of you guys, fucking keep going, dog. Like both of you guys are funny, you know. Like keep going and figure out, you know, where the no's are and the yeses are. You know, because if you know where somebody's telling you no, then you can find your yeses in between. Mm-hmm. You know, like everybody wants a weekend. Guess what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are available for 52 weeks of the year. And if you can show them you can fuck on a Wednesday and a Thursday, they might let you fuck on a Friday. You know what I mean?
Levels.
Yeah, like it's not that hard. Like we're all smart. A lot of comics are smart, but we're fucking lazy, guys. Let's be honest. We're lazy people. You know?
I just got the writing thing down. Like I do that an hour a day.
You know what? I don't have that. You know, I don't have that work ethic of like sitting down and writing and like, you know, that's something that also I need to work on. There's something that we could all be working on, and I think
it's easy if you build to it. Just start off 5 minutes a day for a week, and then after like 3 weeks, go up 10.
Remember when I said earlier I was lazy? Comics, right?
It's 5 minutes.
You know what's really dope? FIFA. Like, if I turn on my PlayStation,
2K.
I just start playing
2K,
video games. Yeah, playing
I love
video
2K
games.
and Call of Duty Black Ops. Mm-hmm. I need to get my Xbox.
I play Apex, you know? But
I'm
also,
not good at Apex.
Also, but you know what makes me happy, and I realized this recently, makes me happy is writing and sitting down and doing the work. And like today I sat down and wrote out my act and like put it together and like all this stuff. And like, we need to fall in love with that. Like if you're a lazy comic and you're resting on like talent or whatever, like, no, right. You know, even I'm saying this to myself right now. Like I need to be writing, you know, like when I hear what you just said right now, I went, fuck, you know, and I just did, you know, 40 minutes, 35 minutes, you know, 40 minutes or whatever.
And I tap out at 30.
Yeah, but still, like you're 30 minutes. Yeah, by the way, I just want to say this right now. Celia Contreras, packed room at the Tempe Improv, got an applause break on her closing fucking joke. She told me in the green room that she wants to be likable. I've been all over this country. I've seen tons of people open. You got this. You got this. Like 100%. Like he was even side stage like, oh shit. Like we were both like geeking that you were having a great time. Like I was focusing on trying to get my shit together, but I also geeked out for a second that I was like, yo, she's doing amazing. She closed out strong.
Thunder,
you know,
thunder.
Yeah, yeah. And you had groans in there, but they were likable groans. Like they were with you. They were like,
normally get
this
groans.
bitch is this. Like they were sad that you left, and like I was sad that you left. Like I was like, oh, like if she could have done like fucking 5 more minutes, I would let her do 5 more minutes. Like I don't give a fuck.
I thought I saw like the red flash, and I'm like, okay, I should get off because like I'll forget, or I'll be like, okay.
How was you? How
It was good,
how
man.
were they for you?
They went over real well on some of the darker stuff. I was like warned them like, yeah, you want
played
it, you want
today.
it? Yeah.
You didn't do your set. You didn't do your set like
Played
you normally
around
do.
them.
Like yeah, you played today, and you like you stepped out of it.
And
For,
then
like,
he had name tags on everybody, so I was like, yeah, I've been trying to work on crowd work lately, and this makes it easy. You guys are all just wearing like targets on your forehead, pretty much like.
yeah.
But I didn't want to rub too much on his. I don't know how much he goes off of it. Every single one, he goes back and talks to everybody in the crowd or what?
No, it just does a thing where they feel connected to him. You know what I mean? Oh shit, my camera's gonna die.
Oh, that one right there. You see
I
it
can
blinking?
see it right here. Yeah, I can see it blinking right now. My camera's gonna die midway through his
All right,
set.
shit. Well, damn, that's cool, man. If you want to set up, I just wanted to get a little thing. Last time, a few times, I wanted to do this, but like everybody's in here and I'll
Dude,
talk.
we can keep going if you want.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Like I don't fucking mind. Like I want to hear about you guys. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear like your shows in Texas.
Let me tell you about yesterday in the contrast to today. I hosted a show. It's like my own. Dustin actually, he works at the Pacino's over there.
Yeah.
And his boss wanted to start a show, so they approached me, right? And he's like, yeah, this guy can bring it. So the first time she was on it, we had a bunch of like darker comics, and like they came and put it down. And the
I
owner
toned my shit down because the owner was complaining about the first comic.
Yeah, the first comic said something about dildos and lube, and he's like, if you don't get him off stage, I'm gonna get him off right now. So like he didn't even tell us beforehand that he wanted like a cleaner show.
Yeah.
So when we brought the the heavy shit, he was all like, I don't like it, and he ended up leaving the manager stage. She's like, don't worry, he's just old school. So the next month came around, he's like, I want clean comics. So I brought like the cleanest comics I knew, and this guy didn't promote it at all. So we just had pretty much like an audition for him. He paid us all, and we did all our jokes, and it's like, yeah, all clapping. It felt like performing for like a king, and he's just like right there, like,
yeah,
do your little set or whatever, like
do your little set.
Yeah.
Ah! Make me laugh, clown.
So he does have the Pacino's Got Talent on Saturday,
Oh, yeah,
so
so
he's probably used to that.
Yeah, so they had a badass talent show going on, and I went and did a set. He got me to do a set there, and it was like in the day, so I got like a nice video of me doing like a big ass crowd, right? And I used it for a promo, and I put out Facebook. I didn't pay as much as you did for it. I guess that was my mistake, but nobody saw it. The people that were there, I was like, did y'all see the Facebook ad? Mark Zuckerberg just took my ass for like $30-$40 I paid on that little ass ad.
Listen, man, if you ever need help, and I'll say this to you right now, if you ever need help with anything like that, like, dude, I've been doing this for years. I know what works and doesn't work.
I heard that putting the same address like that, like, because locally that bar, there's like another bar that everybody goes to. So I just put the address of that in 1 mile, so anybody that goes to that bar will see the ad, but that didn't work.
Yeah, 1 mile. No, you want to do 10 miles. Like, there's a bunch of little things that I could teach you, and like that makes people like come out. Like, I can show you my ads right now, dog. Like my clicks for my ads. Like, I'm paying like 2 cents right now in like Denver and like Toledo and stuff like that. So, and this is what I always tell comics, man. Learn this shit. There's a friend of yours that uses Facebook marketing or some shit, like to like make stuff happen and like do it for their companies and stuff like that. And they could help you. Look, 3 cents, 4 cents. 3 cents. Dania's 19 cents, 26 cents.
What do you put on, like tags, like hashtags, or what do you put on there?
No, I can teach you how to do that, like all the demographics and stuff like that. But that being said, I think my buddy's almost done. I really want to keep going though. I don't mind like sitting here and talking shit. Do you want to pause for a second?
Yeah, we can pause.
And, like say good, say hi, say good night to the peoples. We'll be back.
Oh yeah.
Back. So I actually spent the next day, I called out of work and watched porn for 8 hours straight trying to find this video so I could show it to my friends. And that's where I'm at in life.
Shout out to the homies playing pool in the back in chanclas. Hell yeah, bro. I ain't coming to fight tonight. They're just having fun and shit. You ever try to fight in a pair of Crocs, bro? Damn, like, they get slippery when you start sweating and shit. I almost got in a fight with a crackhead in the sauna. Nobody can relate. I like to go to the gym at weird hours, man. 4 in the morning, there's a guy arguing with himself in the bathroom. I was like, man, this guy has problems. I almost yelled out at him to shut the fuck up. But good thing I didn't, because he would have probably came and stabbed me or some shit. I was changing by him, I accidentally whipped my dick out, and he's like, saw my dick, and he's like, oh, I don't pay that gay shit, bro. And I was like, man, I'm just trying to work out and get out of here, man. He's like, nah, fuck that, you want some? There's another one, don't have an ending. Shout out to the guys playing pool again, man. Hell yeah, I love it. You think the people next door that own that laundromat, you think they do their laundry at home, or they come and do it all at once, right? If you owned a laundromat, wouldn't you do your... Would you spend all day doing load for load? Or would you just get it all done in one swipe? Homie knows what I'm saying. He's in his chanclas. It's probably laundry day for him today, right? You're doing a load right now. You're like, let's go play some pool while the laundry fucking rolls, right? Fuck it. Did y'all hear that Leonardo DiCaprio don't date women over 25? I heard 9/11 just turned 21. She has 4 more years to date Leo. Potential, some potential. All right, whatever, guys. Fuck it.
The road to Skankfest continues. Are you excited yet?
Still excited but nervous.
Nervous? Overexcited?
Both. Like, I know I'll feel better like once I get over my do my first set.
Oh, I thought this was one of those don't turn on right places. My fault. Distracted driving. Yesterday was a experience.
Yeah.
For that Pacino show. Pacinos. Like 2 comics didn't show up, so I had to do extra time to fill the hour and a half.
Told you the day of Jesse's son's roast, I accidentally deleted half my roasts.
Deleted.
Yeah. And I left my notebook at home. And then, like, 3 people didn't come in.
So you just had to wing it?
Well, I got there hella early. So I wrote a whole bunch of him mostly being a serial killer. It was a good thing we watched Dahmer.
You finished watching it?
Yeah. Well, I didn't watch the last episode, so I haven't seen him get beat down by the guy yet. I did see him get stabbed in the neck, though.
Tripping out how many other specials there are. Like, they've done it a lot. I forgot who played him the last time.
Now they've done it like 2 other times. I forget who.
Jeremy Renner? Was it him?
Yeah. Forget the other guy.
Hawkeye. Has range. Yeah, so I was just like talking to people, getting more crowd work. It just felt weird, like we were up there doing like a go-go dancer or like a sideshow, you know, like somebody playing the piano, how you just keep talking over them. It's just like, no, they're there. Like, good job, you're doing good, keep going. But we have something to talk about. Guess it's kind of rude interrupting their conversation
Yeah.
for freaking hee-hees, for half jokes. I gave them a countdown warning. And to be fair, a lot of them did leave. Oh, shit. And then they freaking stiffed me on the pay. I was like, fuck.
It stiffed you?
Yeah.
Bastards.
Because they got like new manager now, and it's like the old manager was really taking care of me. about it. I was like, this guy doesn't really talk to me. He's like my dad. Yeah, I fell asleep too. I was supposed to go get a massage right now and I freaking slept through it. There was some girl waiting there to grab me. Left her disappointed.
Could have been that girl, highlight of that girl's day. She's like, I can't afford a dog, so I like it when he comes in.
He's rubbing my belly. What kind of massage is this? You're just rubbing my belly.
He's like, because you're a good boy.
Scratching behind my hair. Try that tonight.
Just gonna do old stuff to practice for skankfest.
Yeah. Give it to him.
How'd you swing this one?
Yeah, what?
How'd you swing this one?
Dustin Rounds. Same as yesterday at the show too. He was hosting at first and got me a guest spot, and then he's kind of not been as active, so he wanted to let me do it. Really showing a lot of belief in me. Give me that restaurant show and then this one.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank Mr. Rounds for the rounds. I owe him a few rounds.
Yeah.
And this guy just keeps coming back. He saw that I was supposed to be at House of Comedy tonight. And he notices, I thought you were supposed to be over there. And I was like, oh, reschedule over there. I'd rather host than just do a guest spot.
Yeah.
I was tempted last night to let Guy go first and let him host, but I was like, no, I kind of need practice hosting. Might as well just do it. Bit the bullet.
Just don't like guy host shit.
Why?
He's fucking annoying.
You would have let him host it.
No.
He got some good laughs. He was supposed to go last, but he got there hella early, and he wanted to tell. He wanted not to, because there wasn't that much big of a crowd towards the end. And he was like, "Can I just go up and go home?" He wanted to just get out of there. And Andy Chung was supposed to go first, but he ended up going last, and he did real good. I knew those one-liners would kill there. It was there real good.
And he hit me up the other day. It's all like, there's a meme circulating around my back and I want names. I'm like, well, I haven't heard or seen about it.
Meme?
Yeah.
Like a regular meme or one of him?
It was one about him, but it had him as Dahmer.
Meme?
And it showed him watching. It's like, you're gonna watch one-liners and then you can go home.
Oh yeah, I think I seen that there was fucking meme.
Yeah.
It's like how Mexicans pronounce meme. Meme.
Really? My brother gave me so much shit because I'm like, what does it mean when they put ja? It's like, it's ha ha ha, you fucking gringo.
Jalapeno. Jalapeno. I think I have the whole next week off, so
Nice.
should be dope. We still got like an hour, I think, so stop by and let Dax out.
Okay.
Did you have to get off work early?
No, I kind of went in an opposite direction with the work
Watch
thing.
out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
In an opposite what?
I called out.
The whole day?
Yeah.
Instead of getting off?
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you or what?
No, they would have let me, but I figured there'd be some bitchy comments, so I figured it's like, might as well just take the day off.
And tomorrow? You have to work tomorrow?
I'm off Thursday, Fridays. I'm doing another show for Josie at the Purple Turtle tomorrow. I'm crushing at cases.
Purple Turtle.
And I'm meeting up with Kent Schindler so we can write jokes.
I wanted to go to the gym earlier today, and I sent Jared a thing about going to the gym, and then I didn't go. I was telling myself, before you eat, go to the gym, and then I ended up not going and eating a whole bowl of macaroni, like a whole pot of macaroni, and a hot leak, so I woke up with all this heartburn.
Yeah, if there was a gym close by to the house, I probably would go there and just walk on the treadmill. I just don't like the fucking heat. And I like knowing with a treadmill, I can stop whenever the fuck I want. And that there's no return journey. It's just like, boop, done.
I wonder if they'll let us do a pod in the green room. There's 2 green rooms, right?
Yeah, there's like the little one right next to the stage, and then there's the direction while I steal all the energy drinks.
Oh yeah, get hopped up on energy.
Okay.
What's to not have any in there?
Well, they normally only have energy drinks.
Sometimes for the like new faces show where they're gonna have like a lot of new comics in there, they'll like clear it out.
Yeah, I know. I'm one of the people who clears it out.
No, like before the show even starts, I think.
Yeah. Once they're done siphoning through, I just open my bag and throw like 8 of them in there. It's like 4 from the one green room and 4 from the next green room and down 3 while I'm there.
You drink them all, just chug them.
Yeah. Just treat it like beer.
I'm gonna throw you off if I say she's celebrating October by dressing like a pumpkin.
I think I'm gonna get a lot of pumpkin jokes.
What do you mean?
Yeah. I was wearing this dress when Chase told me it was the nightmare before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
I remember there was a manager at McDonald's named Louisa who was somehow fatter than I am. And she was being a bitch and she was wearing an orange shirt. And it's like, Celia, just to apologize to her. Like, I'm not fucking apologizing to her. It's not my fault that Louisa's the only one who thought it was okay to dress up for Halloween 2 days early, like the Great Fucking Pumpkin. And all the Mexicans knew that reference. You just hear, hey, Great Pumpkin.
The green pumpkin?
The Great Pumpkin from Charlie Brown.
There's a great pumpkin? I don't know that one.
Yeah. You've never seen it? Like Lionel's waiting for the Great Pumpkin all night in the pumpkin patch?
No, I haven't seen that one. Ain't that a beach? I think I'm into a helicopter parent for Dex.
Is this because you wiped his ass and like he has more clothes than you?
I'll be back like in 3 hours anyway, and I could let him out, but 3 hours is a while.
I had to push my own fucking wheelchair and my brother got carried. How does that fucking work, Hector? Messed up is what it is. Oh, get a little dog.